Straight.
Hey, welcome to Rubbing Elbows with Tommy John, brought to you by Roger Williams, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Anyway, we have a great show today, and it's about my friend and my catcher and the captain of the Yankees, Thurman Munson.
Thurman Munson was a leader, a winner, and before his life was cut short, a Hall of Fame caliber player. Thurman Munson should get renewed consideration for the Hall of Fame.
Okay, Mike, your dad is so loved in Canton, Ohio. Can you and your mom tell us some of the events they do in your dad's name for charities?
Well, in Canton in particular, they've now started a scholarship fund that they give to a deserving senior in baseball, and also for the women in softball, which makes me happy.
Very good.
They built a stadium in his honor, and it's beautiful. As a matter of fact, they just did $5.5 million renovation on it. And I think it took people, this is obviously, Canton, Ohio is the Football Hall of Fame, so people are prone to follow the football players as opposed to baseball. And obviously this is the was Cleveland Indians, now it's Cleveland Guardians city. So Thurman frowned on there for a while because he was the New York Yankee, but as time has gone on and people have realized the significance of having the first catcher since Lou Gehrig of the New York Yankees, and to have him be Rookie of the Year, MVP, I'm not going to quote his stats, but I could. I'm just saying people now have realized this is a favorite son, and maybe we should embrace him. And I think lately I have seen more of a willingness to love him and be proud of him, as opposed to someone saying, oh yeah, I struck him out when he was young. That was a go-to for a lot of people. But I think they now realize that Thurman loved his hometown so much that he built his dream house here, and they've embraced him. And that makes me happy because, New York has always embraced him. And many times when I speak there, and we have a foundation, the AHRC, that we've raised $18 million for in the New York metropolitan area. And we're so proud of that. And the fans still embrace him after 43 years. And it's nice to know that his hometown now is rallying around him. And it makes me happy. And my children are involved in a lot of the charities now. And that also is fun to see. It's fun to know that, we can all represent. And that's what we try to do.
That's so good. Now, the dinner that I came to, that was to raise money for the baseball field?
No, that was for the scholarship fund for the young people.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
that's been about the last 4 years.
Yeah, we're just getting that off the ground. But this was our third year. So
Yeah.
do they have to go to a certain college, or can they go to any college?
it's for anyone in our Stark County area that's a catcher, male and female. Obviously, taking it.
Right.
It's not just statistics. It's obviously how they affect the community and everything. Also,
It's
Good.
academic, if they're willing to, do charity work, if they're willing to help the community, it's based on what kind of people they are too. So
Sure.
we're
Sure.
proud of that because it has, it's steadily growing. It's like I said, just got off the ground about 3 years ago, but it just is getting bigger and bigger, where we've had to change the venue where we hold it because there's so many people who want to be involved. So I think Thurman would be proud.
I enjoyed it, and my wife Cheryl enjoyed it, and we look forward to coming back.
Well, you were such a big hit. You and Cheryl just were, because you're always authentic, you're yourselves. And I laughed because I've never heard you speak. And I realized that, like Thurman, there are times that you don't have a filter. And the fans absolutely loved that. And so we enjoyed it. You were a big hit.
You're right. All that, I have no filter. What comes here goes out here, and sometimes I should probably hold back, but that
Well,
wouldn't be.
Thurman, so I think that was one of the reasons you two hit it off. Thurman likes authentic people because he was always himself, even when people didn't want him to be.
Mike, your restaurant bar, the Tugboat, that was named after your dad?
Yeah. One of his nicknames obviously was a Tugboat. And a lot of people asked me about the name. And so I finally he has a baseball card, and it says nicknames of the 70s, and it says Tugboat above his name. So I got it blown up and put it in here. So instead of telling the story over and over, I just would point at the card. I'll tell you a funny story, though, to piggyback off what my mom said earlier about people saying, they struck them out. Through my years, obviously, growing up, people would talk to me about my dad. And, I think in a way to make it easier, I'm not really sure what word to say, but they would always say, oh, yeah, my dad struck him out. Or, oh, yeah, one of the things I always remember is I struck him out once. But finally, after years of this, I went to my mom and I said, how the hell did Jack scholarship? He had to hit 0. I mean, everyone in camp struck him out.